在手边的不错的地区。是这样子。
And the crew had an opportunity for some final goodbyes with family.
今どんな気持ち？今もうさ、2人が遠足のゴルフしよう。帰ってきたらゴルフしよう。帰ってきたら何？ゴルフしよう。ゴルフ。すごい。いやいや、ワングループ1、2分しかないから。はい。取る。あ、やばい、携帯がない。いってらっしゃい。久しぶりに高津さんです。外にも横行ったの。遠いし寒い。あれ前やろ。あれ前だ。あ、入ってきた。います。さあ、誰か回してくれてる人ちゃんといますか？あ、そうなんです。いるらしい。あ、そうなんです。そう。で、それ YouTube で中継して流してくれる。高間さんのかっこいい写真したりしてます。いいですか？One more. Okay. いってらっしゃい。ありがとう。いってらっしゃい。俺だったって前来たわ。はい。早く。ラプさんもうよくキーさんありがとうございます。とんでもない。ありがとうございます。
動物園みたいだね。
かっこいい。かっこいい。スイングしてみる。やる予定ですよ。はい。待って。パターね。はい。パターね。ゆうへい、パちゃんさ、そこサシャの前だから、ちょっとなるべくこっち側に上げてあげて。
お願いを申し上げます。飛行機コマンダーのご家族を前の方に通してあげてください。
We all love you. We'll be waiting eagerly for you to come back home because you haven't left yet, but we already miss you. We're here waiting for you.
Корабль находится в нормальном техническом
The vehicle
состоянии,
is in
ракета
good
тоже.
technical condition.
Метеообстановка
The rocket is as
нас
well.
удовлетворяет. Будет
The
еще
weather is also
зондирование
fine.
за 2 часа до старта. Есть некоторое усиление ветра, но наши специалисты утверждают, что ветер будет в норме.
Our specialists are telling us that everything is going to be nominal. So there will be no changes to our launch preparations. So guys,
желаю вам
good luck.
успешного полета.
Good flight, good mission, and of course, we hope you come back home safe, sound, and in high spirits. The vehicle is ready. The iPhone is in container 350. Everything needs to be charged. So, guys, good luck to you, and soft landing when you come back.
So some final goodbyes from the crew before their traditional walkout from the 254 integration building in Baikonur.
The head of the State Commission. Our spaceflight participant mission is ready. The commander is ready. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Shall we?
The crew then boarded their bus and made their way to the launch pad, where they climbed up the stairs and had an opportunity to wave goodbye before taking that elevator up to the flight level, where they entered their Soyuz spacecraft, where they are now.
Hello.
Again, some final waves and goodbyes before taking that elevator up to the flight level, where they entered their Soyuz MS-20 spacecraft, where they are seated now, poised for launch. The hatch was then closed, leak checks were conducted, and everything is still on track and looking good for launch today. Again, that video recorded earlier of the crew's launch day activities, including their suit up and arrival at the launch pad, where they have been strapped into the descent module now for about 2.5 hours, undergoing systems checks and communications checks with flight controllers at the blockhouse in Baikonur and in Mission Control in Koryov on the outskirts of Moscow. Once the Soyuz reaches its preliminary orbit, it will be controlled by flight controllers in the Russian Mission Control Center. The view you're getting now from a balcony camera inside of Mission Control Moscow. And back here in Mission Control Houston, teams are monitoring systems aboard the International Space Station, ensuring all systems are ready for the crew's arrival later today. The flight director leading the teams in Mission Control Houston today is Jeff Radigan. Now just 12 minutes until liftoff and everything is in readiness. The Soyuz has been fully fueled and all systems are in good shape. Again, liftoff scheduled today at 1:38 a.m. Central Time, 12:38 and 15 seconds p.m. Baikonur time. The music you're hearing now is being played for the crew inside of the Soyuz as we approach the T-minus 11-minute mark to launch today. Today's launch will put Mazurkin, Maezawa, and Hirano on a 4-orbit, 6-hour journey to the International Space Station with a docking scheduled to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
Altair, 5-minute readiness to launch. You can close your helmets. Copy, in work. 5-minute readiness to launch. Closing the helmets. We can see you on the video camera. Copy. Baikonur launch lead. We have our helmets closed and rescue aids are primed. Copy.
バックアップクルーとして一番近くで夢を追う姿を見ていたメンバー、小木曽さんからのメッセージです。殿、洋蔵さん、長いようであっという間だった訓練、本当にお疲れ様でした。
Now just under 9 minutes from launch today, the crew's helmets are closed and they'll continue running through these milestones. For liftoff at 1:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time, 12:38 and 15 seconds p.m. Baikonur time.
なんだか寂しいですが、お二人が無事に帰還するまで地球からサポートしますので、安心して行ってきてください。Sasha, thank you for your support and kindness. I will leave them to you. 殿の長年の夢が叶う瞬間も間もなくですね。閉ざされたハッチの向こうの新たな挑戦、全力で悔いなく楽しんできてください。ミスター・チルドレンで終わりなき旅。
Now under 8 minutes to lift off today and back at the launch site. It's 26 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies.
Altair, this is Baikonur. Launch lead. Please report the state on board. We copy Baikonur launch lead. Everything's fine on board.
Coming up on 6 minutes to lift off today, the crew aboard the Soyuz MS-20 reporting everything is good on board. Six minutes and counting to lift off.
MS-20 レディオがお送りしたスペシャルプログラムもそろそろお別れの時間が近づいてきました。多くのメッセージと音楽が宇宙へと飛び立つ3人の後押しになったことと信じます。
Coming up on 5 minutes to lift off, they should report a purge of nitrogen for the first stage. And getting some in-cabin views now from inside of the Soyuz. On the right side of your screen is spaceflight participant Yusaku Maezawa. To his left is Soyuz Commander Alexander Mazurkin. Just under 4 minutes to lift off. Coming up next, that first stage will be pressurized at about the 2 minute and 45-second mark before launch. The pressurization of the first stage fuel tanks will optimize the pressure of fuel, helping the structural support of the rocket as it sits on the launch pad, and the booster tanks will also be pressurized. Everything in readiness, T-minus 3 minutes and counting.
We confirm oxidizing fuel drain and safety valves of the launch vehicle are closed.
The purging of the fuel lines now complete.
We confirm booster propellant tank pressurization initiated. Copy.
And the booster tank is now being pressurized for flight. T-minus 2 minutes and counting to liftoff. Another view from inside the Soyuz MS-20, Miyazawa on the right, Mazurkin in the center. Now under 1 minute and 30 seconds from launch. At this point, the ground propellant feed has now been terminated and the Soyuz is about to go on internal power. Now coming up on the 1 minute mark. "45 seconds to lift off."
Есть команда земля-борт.
We confirm vehicle to internal power.
Принял, есть земля-борт.
Copy. Vehicle to internal power.
First umbilical is now retracting.
Есть пуск.
We confirm order sequence initiated. Copy. Order sequence initiated.
The second umbilical is now retracting.
See the O2.
Предварительная.
Engine ignition.
Предварительная.
Turbo pumps coming up to flight speed.
Промежуточная.
Second umbilical tower separates. Engine turbo pumps at flight speed. Engine.
And liftoff. Liftoff of the Soyuz MS-20 with 2 Japanese spaceflight participants and a Russian cosmonaut, now beginning their journey to the International Space Station.
Параметры ракет-носителя в норме.
Rocket parameters are nominal. Everything's fine on board. We're feeling great.
"30 seconds into flight, crews are reporting good first stage performance."
Unintelligible.
Секунд стабилизации. Здесь
40 seconds of flight. The vehicle is stable.
Inside the Soyuz, Commander Alexander Mazurkin in the center, and on his right, Yusaku Miyazawa.
Танга, шестка не вращение.
60 seconds of flight. Roll, pitch, and yaw are all nominal.
На борту порядок.
Copy. Everything's fine on board. We're feeling okay.
The crew on board feeling good. One minute, 30 seconds into flight, coming up on first stage separation.
Секунд, двигатели работают нормально.
90 seconds of flight. Engines are working nominally.
На борту порядок. Начался экипаж.
Copy. Everything's fine on board. We're feeling well. Copy.
Есть сброс до УСАС.
We confirm launch escape system jettisoning.
Приняли, есть сброс до УСАС.
Copy.
Есть отделение боковых блоков.
We confirm
Есть отделение боковых блоков.
lateral tank separation.
First stage separation is confirmed. The 4 strap-on boosters have completed their job.
140 секунд, параметры ракет-носителя.
140 seconds of flight. Vehicle parameters are nominal. Copy. Everything's fine on board too. We're feeling good.
Second stage booster.
Есть сброс головного обтекателя.
We confirm nose cone fairing jettisoning. Copy.
Есть Л5.
And we confirm at 5 control descent.
And confirmation of the launch shroud jettison. The rocket's altitude now about 49 miles high, traveling at a speed of about 5,203 miles per hour.
The vehicle is stable.
Getting a view now from the Soyuz booster.
Everything's fine on board. Copy.
All of the vehicle parameters reported to be performing as expected as we approach the 4-minute mark into flight.
Нормальный.
220 seconds of flight. Everything's nominal. Copy. The situation on board is nominal as well. We're feeling good. Copy.
Four minutes into flight and everything is performing as expected, and the crew on board the Soyuz MS-20 is feeling good.
250 seconds of flight. Roll, pitch, and yaw, our nominal.
Four and a half minutes into the flight today, standing by now for second stage shutdown and second stage separation.
We confirm second stage separation.
Second stage separation is confirmed.
Separation and thrust activation. Copy.
Third stage engine is up and running, everything looking good, now traveling just over 9,500 miles per hour and 100 miles in altitude.
Three 20 seconds of flight.
5.5 minutes into flight, the Soyuz now being propelled by the single engine of the Soyuz's third stage.
We're feeling well. Three 50 seconds of flight. The flight is nominal. Copy. Everything's fine on board too. We're feeling good.
6 minutes into flight, the crew is feeling good on board. That third stage engine still burning as expected as the Soyuz MS-20 and its crew head toward its preliminary orbit on its journey to the International Space Station.
Three 80 seconds of flight. Third stage thrusters are working nominally.
All structural parameters still reported to be nominal as we approach the 7-minute mark into flight this morning.
420 seconds of flight. Roll, pitch, and yaw, our nominal. Everything's fine on board. We're feeling well. Copy.
Now approaching 7.5 minutes into flight. The Soyuz now traveling 14,000 miles per hour, 124 miles in altitude. The trajectory flattening out. About a minute of powered flight remaining.
Everything's nominal.
Now at the 8-minute mark into flight since the Soyuz lifted off, the vehicle now traveling almost 15,500 miles per hour and 125 miles in altitude.
And everything's okay on board. We're feeling well. We copy.
All structural parameters still reported to be nominal, and the crew is doing well.
500 seconds of flight. Everything's nominal.
Now standing by for third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation.
$520.
520 seconds of flight. All parameters are nominal. And stand by for contact separation.
Third stage shutdown confirmed and spacecraft separation confirmed.
And I am handing you over.
Next step will be the deployment of the solar arrays. And you can see those solar arrays unfolding now.
Altair, this is MCC Moscow.
And we now have confirmation the solar arrays and the navigational antennas have been deployed as planned.
Moscow, Altair, how copy? Loud and clear. How was the separation? Everything went nominally. Copy. KDO repress is done. Editor is closed and LED is not illuminated. BVS is primed. SKDO is also illuminated. Thermal sensors are on. And I am moving to KG display. RPV 1 and 2 valves, please close. Copy. RPV 1 and 2 valves are closed. Copy. So let's do a leak. We started a leak check. Copy. And you can report parameters when ready. Copy. $819 is SA. The next parameter is 840 and 874 in the BOR. Copy. And the next measure?
This is Mission Control Houston. It was a flawless ascent to orbit for the Soyuz MS-20. Everything went by the book with liftoff occurring on time at 1:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time, 2:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Eastern Time, which was 12:38 p.m. at the launch site at the Baikonur Cosmodrome. 8 minutes and 46 seconds later was third stage shutdown and separation on the 2.1A booster, with the solar arrays and navigational antennas having been deployed. The Soyuz MS-20 is now on its way to the International Space Station, carrying Russian cosmonaut Alexander Mazurkin and Japanese spaceflight participants Yusaku Maezawa and Yozo Hirano on a 4-orbit, 6-hour journey to the International Space Station, with a docking scheduled to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station at 7:41 a.m. Central Time, 8:41 a.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, just provide us with a running commentary of the Sudan test. Wanted to say that we selected the second set of course, and I confirm IKV inhibit went through. Altair. L3 from parameter 7.
The view you're getting now from a balcony camera in the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov on the outskirts of Moscow in Russia.
Stand by. All right. Parameter 17. 17.1, 18, 16.9, 19, 265, parameter 20, 1.1, 21st, 2.4, 22nd, 323, 23rd, 325, 24th, 17.8, 25th, 18.2, 26th, 264. How copy? And what? Propellant 878. Copy, and you can go back to the approach.
So again, it was a flawless ascent to orbit for the Soyuz MS-20. It lifted off at 1:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time, 2:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. And that was 12:38 p.m. at the launch site at the Baikonur Cosmodrome.
51:46. Сообщение на ЦСТ. Подстройка зеркал ИКВ. Принято.
Temperatures at the launch site at the time of liftoff were 26 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. You'll continue to see a few more replays of launch. Again, liftoff occurring at 1:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time. 8 minutes and 46 seconds into flight was third stage shutdown and separation on the 2.1A booster. With the solar arrays and navigational antennas having been deployed, the Soyuz MS-20 is on its way to the International Space Station. Aboard that MS-20 vehicle is Russian cosmonaut Alexander Mazurkin. He's on his third space flight today. Seated to his left in the Soyuz is Japanese spaceflight participant Yusaku Maezawa. And to Mazurkin's right in the Soyuz is Japanese spaceflight participant Yozo Hirano. The crew will spend almost 12 days on the orbital outpost, conducting a program of activities that involve showcasing spaceflight back to the people of Japan. Maezawa and Murano are making their journey into space under a contract between Space Adventures and Roscosmos. The crew will return to Earth on December 19th U.S. time, December 20th Kazakhstan time, in the MS-20 vehicle they are launching in today.
It is starting at 12:10. Copy, 12:10. What's the start time one more time? 12:10. Until when? 12:32. Copy, 12:32. And please write down for 11:25:00. are going to start attitude build. KSR. Copy. KSR is at 11:25.
Конец 11:42.
And end time is 11:42. All right. Alexander, please make sure that you send a get for command at the end of the compass. Altair. We have a little bit of time left till the end of this compass. Altair, this is MCC Moscow. Alexander, we can hardly hear you. One more time. During the next compass, we will need to do the manual control test. And Alexander, I can hardly understand what you're saying. 8 seconds till the end of this compass. Unintelligible. Nice. Stand by. We're going to find out if there's one more thing.
This is Mission Control Houston. Again, a flawless launch today. Everything went by the book, with liftoff occurring on time at 1:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time, 2:38 and 15 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. 8 minutes and 46 seconds later was third stage shutdown and separation on the 2.1A booster. With the solar arrays and navigational antennas having been deployed, the Soyuz MS-20 is now on its way to the International Space Station. After orbital insertion, the crew heard from Chief Flight Director Vladimir Soloviev, who gave them congratulations. Again, the Soyuz MS-20 is carrying Russian cosmonaut Alexander Mazurkin and 2 Japanese spaceflight participants, Yusaku Maezawa and Yozo Hirano, on a 4-orbit, 6-hour journey to the International Space Station, with a docking scheduled to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station at 7:41 a.m. Central Time, 8:41 a.m. Eastern. We'll be back on air at 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time for rendezvous and docking coverage. So with the Soyuz MS-20 now on its way to the International Space Station, that'll wrap up our launch coverage this morning. This is Mission Control Houston.